Okay, well, as promised, I am going to try to show you, Annette, how to edit in Photoshop 11. I was going to hoping Casey would be here to help me so she could zoom in at the appropriate times, but I'm having a hard time coordinating with her. Anyway, so I've uploaded my photos into my picture files. This is how I do it. I know there's probably several other ways to do it, but this is what works for me. And so all of these here are my raw files. And so what I do is I make a new folder and just call it my JPEGs for whatever, whatever I name the folder. And what I'll do is after I convert the raw files into JPEGs, they'll go into that folder. So then you open up Photoshop 11 and you go into the photo editor. And I'll show you how to do one at a time, then I'll show you how to do multiple. So you go File, New, File, Open, and you select a photo, and we'll start with this one first, and you hit Open, and that file will open. And there you go, there's your photo, and this is your camera. You can see up there, camera raw. This is our raw file. So you can go as shot. It was kind of in the daylight, but you can see it kind of turns it yellow. You can either turn down the temperature, which will make it cooler and less warm. Or the other thing is there's a little, hopefully you can see this stuff, a little dropper tool up here. You just click on that, and the pointer becomes a dropper. And I find like a white spot, and I click on that, and you can see how it turns the white balance, so it's perfectly good. And then I feel this one's a little overexposed, and I did that with some of my on-prop thing. So I turned the photo. I hope you can see this. I'll click on this a little bit more. Hopefully you can see this. Bear with me while I get... Okay, so you hit the exposure right here, and you can go up and down, so you can get way out and blow it way dark. So we'll find somewhere where it looks good. And then I always up the contrast a little bit. That helps the thing. And then the highlights, maybe the background's a little blown out, so I'll downplay that a little bit. And the shadows a little harder. You can move that whatever to your taste or whatever you feel looks like. Okay, then where it says whites, you click Alt and click on the little slider, and you see the screen go black. Don't worry, it's there. And you just move it to the right until you just barely see it come. Let me move the camera a little bit here. Hit Alt, hit the whites, and then see it start to come in a little bit there, and then you're done. Do that with the blacks, hit Alt key, and then just slide it to the left until it starts to come right here. Okay, and let's go back to the pointer here. And hit clarity, and you can see it's starting to sharpen up a little bit. You hit vibrance, and that helps the color come alive. And then you go up the top here, it says detail. There's 3 little buttons up here, and you hit detail, and this is where your sharpening comes in. And you just move those until you get it nice and sharp and clear. And then I always hit the masking, although sometimes it comes through looking really grainy, especially since I shot it at ISO 1000. So that's kind of a high ISO. So I use a little bit of luminance down here, gets rid of the noise. You just kind of play with the sliders until it looks good. You can see how much has come up. You hit this one, there's Adobe Standard, which I normally keep it on. You can go to Portrait. You can see how it looks. If you don't like it, you can go back to Standard, but that one looks okay, so I'm going to leave it. And then I go back up here, and you go back to all the other things, and then look, if it looks okay, I like it. It looks fine. Maybe I can do just a tad more. I tend to push the sharpening on it because you like nice clear. Then you click down here to open image. Hopefully you can see this. Open image, and then it'll open into right there's my logo. That's another thing we can go over and show you how to do. And there's my image, and it looks okay. And if you go up here to the top, hopefully you can see this. I don't know. I'll slide you in here a little bit. Go up here. You can hit enhance. If you want a little bit more sharpness, you come down to adjust sharpness. and you move it around till you see, like, you want to go to the eye. Make sure the eye, you can just touch it up a little bit, the sharpness. You can look at either at the screen here or you go up the screen there. When you get where you want, okay. And you hit the photo bin down here. And now I always put my logo on it, so I double click that, and I can show you how to make one of those, and then I just drag it down here, but I want to make sure it's on there. Flip it on, and just adjust that to where I want it, and that's good. And then the final thing you want to do is you go to File, and I hit Close, and you say Yes, and then see where it says JPEGs practice. That's our JPEG file, because I want to move it into JPEG so it's less confusing. So I click on that, click Open, you go here to Photos, where down below, and you want to convert it to JPEG. Because if you leave it in the raw file format, you won't be able to upload it to Facebook where everybody can see it. So you go down here to where it says JPEG, click on that, and click Save. And the file will close out, and it'll be, well, this thing always pops up. And you can get your, small file, large file, and I just always leave it at maximum and go close. And the file will close out. So if you go back to your thing down here, I got it open, you open the JPEGs, there it is. Okay, now we wanted to do several of them. You just click on, you can see this one's kind of light. I did some of them light, some of them dark, and just to show you how they can do it. So if you want to do several at a time, you hit the Control key, click light. Oops, I'm sorry. You got to go in. I'm sorry. You got to go back to your file open. And you go up because you're still in that file into the practice file. So then you click this, click, click, click. We'll click those four. Hold the Control key and hit open. Now that one's kind of okay. Now if there's one like here, it's not going to ever, it's too blurry, it's not going to sharpen up to where you want it, and we don't want, that one's pretty bad. There's a little trash can up here, you can just hit that and it's taken care of and it's deleted. Okay, this one looks fine, and we can go back to here and we can go as shot, or we can go daylight, and that's kind of yellow, so we hit this, and there's your balance there. Exposure's a little dark, and hit the contrast. Highlights, maybe we'll bring them down. Shadows, I'm just going to do this quick. Alt, you can see that's white there. Now if you want to crop something, there's a little crop tool up here. You can crop, you can see the thing like that, you go like that. Maybe we don't want all that in there. Okay, it's cropped to where we want it. Hit the hand and it crops in. So that bright spot there's out. Let's hit the blacks, get the black in, a little clarity, a little vibrance. We'll go over to sharp. Play with those until we get it. Again, it's ISO 800. Then we click down to the next one. We'll go to the next one. Again, it's a little overexposed, so we bring it down. We can get the, over here and get the white balance. It's in, maybe it needs to be just a touch warmer. You can see how we brought up the colors. And remember to go back over to the hand, because otherwise it's going to be clicking all over and it's going to get weird colors. So anyway, I'm going to crop that a little bit. Hit the hand, it's good, brings them in a little bit. Lighten up the shadows, bring down the highlights. Do the whites. Didn't quite, but just for time's sake. Hit the clarity there. You can see how much vibrant it looks. Hit the sharpening. Always do the masking, and maybe a little luminance because of the higher ISO, because I'm shot indoors without flash with my 50mm 1.8 lens, so we don't have those awful flash rings, but you can see the catch lights in his eyes. Okay, now this one's a little dark, so maybe we'll hit the see what the white balance does. Okay, so it's a little dark, so we want to up the exposure, make it brighter, and see how much it does. A little contrast. Maybe we maybe we don't want this bright patch in the background, so we'll edit that out. And highlights are kind of high, we'll bring those down a little bit. Shadows, whites, oops, whites, you don't have to put the key, just kind of look, clarity there. And we'll just play with that a little bit. I'm not going to be too picky with these. Okay, so I did several of them at once, and so you got to go up here to select all, and then open images. And it'll take a little while for them to open because they're large files, so we can just sit back and wait here. Here comes one. Okay, the computer's a little slow. That one's a little warm, but that's okay. Looks alright. Eyes are, I like to see the catch lights in his eyes. And then 3. And so, like I said, there's so many things we can do here. We won't go into that right now, but I might just do the adjust sharpness a little bit on it. There you go. Okay. See how much sharper it got. Maybe that's a little too sharp. So if we don't like something, we can go down here. There's an undo. I'm going to back out a little bit. Hopefully, oops. Undo button. If you don't like something down here at the bottom, go undo, adjust sharpness. So maybe I'll redo it again. They kind of did it for me a little bit. It's a little too much, so we'll go do that. Go down here to that one. I'm going to enhance the sharpness on this one. You can do it like this. Go OK. It saves it. And do this. This one. Double click. And do the enhance. I mean, there's so much you can do in Photoshop, so I'm just barely touching on the. This is. We can go more into that, but I'll let you do that. And then just, you don't have to worry about this part right now. I'm just doing this for me. And we'll just move this down here. Oops. I can show you how to do a logo if you want to put your name on them. And you just go File, Close, Save Yes, open up the JPEG file, open, hit the JPEG down here, save. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, just let me know. We'll go back over that. That'll be fine. But you'll have this video then you can look at. And like I said, I know everybody probably has their own way of doing it. This is how I do it. Seems to work. Good luck, Annette.